November 27th, 2021. It's been a long time. It's been a long time that I had a spiritual fight with my wife. The enemy is no good. Wow. So my wife came up on a lump sum of money. Over 10,000, let me say that. And you know, she wants to put it in a CD, which I never had a problem putting in a CD. Right? Never had a problem. I said we need to go to the bank because I need to know more on how a CD work. I have a lot of other questions that we might want to talk to because we want to buy a house. We want to buy a house. I want to you know, we got to get a new car, so we have to refinance her old car or me go buy a car. So it's a whole lot of stuff that needs to get done, taken care of this week. Our schedules don't coincide, right? So we had to go to the bank on a Saturday, right? We have to go to the bank on a Saturday. We get to the bank now. We got the babies with us. We got the 1-year-old and the 2-year-old. 2-year-old is acting like a 2-year-old. Don't want to stay still. Very cranky, crying. So I picked the baby up. Now, hold on. So we go into the bank. We're speaking to the specialist, right? We're speaking to the specialist. And I give her the rundown. We got a lump of money. We want to know what's our best options, blah, blah, blah. We want to get a house, blah, blah, blah. We want to refinance our car. It's a whole lot of stuff that we need to take care of today, right? We don't have, you know, we come back on Wednesday, Thursday, next week. We need to make some moves, right? We need to know what we're doing. That check got to be deposited because they're going to put a hold on the check. Because anybody that done had checks, when it's a large amount, they're going to put a hold on it. They're going to put a hold on it, but we need that money to be free. So when it's time for me to either get a car or her to get a car, we could give them something, right? So I also tell them I owe back child support, not because I'm a bad dad. You know, I had some hard times. I couldn't really pay the maximum on what I was supposed to pay, so I was paying a minimum. But this always been a problem with my wife. Child support, which she knew about before we even got married. It was a time when they will they'll send us a letter saying that child support checked our accounts. Now, I got one bank account at one financial institute. She got another bank account. We're both on each one's, right? So the problem is, you know, the child support could check our accounts anytime. And what the letter stated was, anytime that it's past $2,999, so if it's let's say we deposit $5,000 in there, they're going to take everything up to $2,999. And that's what we're gonna be left with. And when they do this, they check they'll also take $25 out of the account. We don't have big spiritual arguments because of stuff like this, right? So, which I'm trying to tell her that $25 ain't hurt. It didn't make us, it didn't break us. It's just $25. They only since we've been married for 3 years, they only checked it twice. 2 times, and both times was big spiritual arguments. Now, like I said, my wife gets this check, we're married, okay? So, of course, if we deposit this lump sum, they'll take majority of us and leave us with $2,999 if we put it in our bank account. If we put it in a CD account, because that money's supposed to be for a deposit towards a house when it's time for us to move, right? So if I'm on the account with her, then they could check it. But like I said, they only take if it's $2,999. So that's about $3,000. So I'm talking to the person in the bank to get more information. So we trying to figure out what's the best way to deposit this money, but the child support can't touch it. She says I will have to be a beneficiary, right? Now, if something happens to my wife, then I inherit the money, but I'm looking at it like, no, I need access to that money in case emergency happens, right? In case of an emergency happens. You know, she gets killed. Well, she's in the hospital. She's on a coma. You know, I might need that money to help pay for whatever doctor bills, whatever. Our children get sick or something or anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never been a person that's been loose with money. You know what I'm saying? Like, money don't make me. My family and time, free time, that's what I love. Money ain't never been I ain't never been greedy for money in my whole life. But with her, for some reason, she don't want me to have access to this money like that. And I could sense it, you know, with some of the things that she was saying prior. You know, making it seem like, oh, I'm more excited for her having the money than what she is. Like, what, huh? What, like, I questioned, I said, what do that mean? Like, I'm more excited. You hit me up talking about when the check came, guess what? I said what? You said the money came. And I said, okay, we'll talk about it when I get home, because she texted me at work. But I get home, she trying to make it seem like I'm more excited than her to have the money. And I'm like, I'm not a person that needs this money to try to get rich quick. I don't need this. Yeah, I'm going to be excited because now it gets us one step closer to where we need to be with the child support. I mean, not child support, with us getting a house, right? Not child support. I'm not worried about child support. My kids is old. Child support is pretty much done in 2 years. One kid is about to be 18 come less than 2 months. I'm not even tripping on child support. We make enough money that child support don't even bother us. Yeah, I owe some back child support, but that'll get paid. I ain't never once told this woman, yeah, we need to take about $4,000 of this money and let's pay off my child support. Never, not one time, not one time. So we're in the bank. Now the enemy's starting to come out because she's cutting me off when I'm trying to talk to this woman. And she's talking about being a beneficiary. So I'm like, she says, it don't make sense. No, so I say, well, how many accounts can we have open? Because if we store $2,999 in one account and let that just chill, and then we do the same thing. No, the money's not growing like we want to, but we don't need to really grow the money because the amount that we have. We're going to use it for a deposit. It's other options that we could do when it comes to getting the house. We could take that money, use that money to deposit, you know, to get the house, and then we rent the house out and let those people pay off our house or whatever. So my daughter, she's 2. She's starting to get real cranky. So hold on, before they even came. So my wife is steadily talking over me, and I'm trying to tell her, let me speak. But she ain't letting me speak because I'm talking about this whole beneficiary thing, and it don't make sense to me, not when we're married, right? I should have access to the account. It ain't like we got thousands of dollars already just put up and, you know, we good. That even if I was a beneficiary, we still got thousands of dollars that's just on chill mode. So if something happened, we still good, right? So now she tells me, so when I bring up the additional account, she said it don't make sense. So I said, okay, well, tell me why it don't make sense. She don't have an answer. Because if it don't make sense to you, you should be able to explain to me why it don't make sense. So I get up, I say, you know what? Put it in, do what you need to do. Put the put the account. She done called the police on me. Hold up. That's the cold part. She done called the police on me. At the bank. Police over here want to know what's going on. She's making it seem like some words was exchanged outside and that was it. What's going on? Nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing going on. I don't know why she called either. I know. But the thing is, we was in the bank. We wasn't yelling. Wasn't screaming. Yeah, we got to, when we were sitting next to each other, it was no words being exchanged. It was kind of like, are you going to let me speak? Are you going to let me talk? Because we're trying to get some financial advice. My 2-year-old, she's crying. So I get up. I'm a little frustrated. I say, you know what? Do whatever you need to do with the money. It don't make sense, but you try to make it seem like I'm trying to have this access to a money that we're married. If I become a beneficiary to this money, then guess what? Something happens to you and you're in the hospital, I can't touch it until you die. How is that supposed to help? Yeah. So, I'm like, medical bills. Exactly. So she's saying stupid stuff. Oh, that's why we got insurance. We don't have we got insurance, but it ain't like that. Even with insurance, you still gonna need something. And I'm like, well, let's just put the money in different accounts that I still got access to it. Is it growing? No, but do we need it to grow? No, not really, because we already know what we're using that money for. It ain't like she can't trust me with money. So yeah, I'm a little upset. My daughter's crying. I get up, I walk out. That's it. I come to the car, and I tell her, continue doing what you need to do, because it was some other stuff that we had to talk about, but you don't want to talk about it. She comes out to the car. I see her come, I walk off. She says, so you're going to just leave me with the babies? I walk, we probably in the first hour, I get to like right here. I turn around. I get in the car, I say, come on. I close this door because, I left her with the kids, and I'm like, she can't leave nowhere. I just need to walk away, get a little calm, whatever. So she's by the car. I said, come on, let's go. Let's go. You don't want to be here? You want to come back another day? We're pressed on time. We can't come back. We got to do what we need to do because we need to deposit this check right now because it's a large amount. So they're going to put a hold on it. But we need it by the end of the week. We should be able to do whatever else that we need to do by getting a car or whatever, right? So when I come back to the car, she takes the little one in the stroller and she's walking off. So I drive off, right? I make a U-turn, come back. She's already outside the bank walking towards the street. So when she sees me, she walks back into the bank, right? I don't say nothing to her. I pull up in front of the doors. I said, can you give me my phone? She tosses my phone, throws it, right? I said, okay. Some words was exchanged. I said, you being stupid right now. You being stupid. But this is how you playing it? Why are you walking back in the bank? You walking back in the bank like you scared of me. I don't put my hands on you. I ain't never put my hands on you. So why are you walking back in the bank? You're saying, you're calling the police. Now so I go in there because she got the little one. I'm like, give me the baby. We'll go home. You got money, you catch your Uber home, but you playing these games. You calling the police, making it seem like I'm inside the bank doing the most. That's exactly what it sounds like. Then she said, she's making it seem like I'm not allowing her to leave. But I'm telling her to come, but you steadily calling the police. Why are you calling the police?
How old's the baby?
2 and 1.
You think she's still dealing with postpartum a little bit?
No, she ain't dealing with no postpartum. Yeah. This it had nothing to do with no postpartum. I don't know, man. I don't know why she's acting like this. I don't know why she called the police. Because when I walked in there and I said, I see her with the card and she's on the phone, I'm like, so you calling the police? Like, who you talking to? Oh, so you calling the police? We're right by a coworker at their desk. And I'm like, so you call? I said, you know what? let me get the baby. I'll see you when you get home. And that's...
She didn't tell us anything different than you did. That's why we're... That's why we're like, I don't know. That's why we just...
For her to even call the police, like, I could understand if I was in there acting up, cursing, yelling. I'm pretty sure one of the employees would have came and said, yeah, he was up in here acting up. He was cursing. He was loud. He was being from that. No. Yeah, I had a couple words at the car. Tempers flared. That was it. But I ain't never put my hands on her for her to act like she can't go home with me. Yeah. So if you ain't going home with me, then I'm going to take these girls home and we going to go home and I'll see you when you get home. Period. Now, I could have left, but no, I'm going to park myself over here and wait because I knew she was calling the police. I seen when y'all drove, but if I wanted to leave and go home, I would have left and went home. Yeah. But I'm trying to see, you going to need a ride home. But you playing these games like you scared to be around me. And you don't have a reason to be scared and be around me. Even when I was yelling, we was not face to face. So we're 15 feet away from each other, 10 feet away from each other. So it ain't like I'm in her face and I'm yelling and she's feeling like, oh, he's going to do something to me. Never. I never once touched her. Not one time. I got the girls with me. I don't put my hands on my wife. They're up. They see that stuff. Yeah. I ain't never put my hands on my wife. But it just, I'm like, so you calling the police? Like, why are you calling? This stuff that happened before, even at our house. She'll call the police and make it seem like, oh, my husband, I want to leave and my husband ain't letting me leave. And I'm like, I'm outside. What you talking about? Ain't nobody barricading you in. If you want to leave, you're free to leave. Leave if that's what it takes.
We'll talk to her, man. Just
I just want to go home. She don't want to do the bank stuff, even though we needed to. I don't understand why she's upset. As many times she done cursed at me through the phone. Now, if I say something, it's a problem.
She admitted she's gone off on you a few times too. I said y'all not argue.
But we ain't never did it in public like this. But it was not that egregious that we was just showing the hell out. Yeah. It was still kind of like, okay, let's go. Stop playing. We ain't cursing each other out. It's like, why are you leaving? You said you wanted to go, let's go. So now you don't want to go, but then you want to call the police and making it seem like I'm taking the babies and I'm kidnapping the kids. We're married. I'm not going to, so what I'm supposed to do? Let you just walk around with the stroller with the kids and just chill until you ready to leave and don't know where you gonna go? Like, let's go. It's the weekend. You need to go to work.
Just a little advice for future reference. If it wasn't me or him, and I don't, if it was somebody else, whenever it's even arguments with kids present, I'm supposed to notify CPS, take condolences. I'm not taking it that route. I know people argue. I never take that route because it's stupid to do. People argue. She said you never got physical with her. She said y'all argue. I don't know why she called.
I don't know. I know why. I know why, but that's like a whole. It's.
And that's none of my.
It's.
As long as it's just arguing, we ain't no even need for us to be here. We just come to make sure that it don't go past arguing.
It ain't like I said. I was never in her. Like everything that was said was 10, 15 feet apart. Never got in her face. They can't even tell you inside the bank that, yeah, he looked like he was about to put his hands on her or anything. It was more me walking out. You want to do what you want to do with this check. It's in your name. Do what you ever want to do. But just know, I'm going to take this girl because she's crying and I'm going to leave out. I don't need to be in here if I can't make no decisions or we can't come together and make a decision because you headstrong about this check. Handle it. We supposed to be one, and we supposed to be a married couple. We supposed to be making these decisions together. And your logic, my logic, it makes more sense, but you ain't telling me why it makes more sense for me to be a beneficiary. Because when I asked her, I said, well, make it make sense to me. She didn't want to make sense. So I said, okay, since you can't make it make sense, to persuade me to say, you know what, yeah, it might be better if I am the beneficiary and the check is just in your name. You ain't doing that. So since you don't want to do that, but you still want to be a beneficiary, handle it yourself. I'm gonna be in the car and I'm gonna be with the baby. And then, like I said, I drove off, U-turn, came back. She was walking with the baby. I said, come on, let's go. She turns back around and goes back into the school first lobby. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You wanna
I'll just wait right here.
You wanna go home, or you wanna see if she get back in the car?
I want to see if she getting back in the car because we don't even have money. We stay on the other side of Riverside. Like, it don't make, that's waste of money.
What if she did the bank stuff while you waited in the car?
I told her to do that, but she don't want to. She ain't even doing that. Like, it's just crazy. So if you ain't gonna do the bank, if you're not gonna do the bank stuff,
Like a bunch of options. I'm just saying that way she like, because that'll take a while. She pulls off.
I told her to do the bank stuff, but she don't want to do it now. So okay, let's go home. But now you don't want to go home because now you're making it seem like I'm some type of threat, but I ain't did nothing to you.
Yeah. We'll go talk to her and see.
Like, all she gotta do is get in the car, we go home. I don't have to say nothing to her. Because I ain't gonna say nothing to her because I'm already to the point, like, I can't even talk to you. So I'll just let things be and let things plan out the way you feel like they're gonna plan out. Even though what you're doing was wrong, we had time frames and things that we supposed to do. So when everything hits the wall, it's gonna be on you. It ain't gonna be on me because you still could have deposited that check and you didn't want to deposit the check. Y'all heard it right there, man. I'm just, like I said, they don't know that it's spiritual. I know it's spiritual, but I can't tell them it's spiritual because everybody ain't on the same level of knowing what God wants them to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense for her to call the police on me. But this is what the enemy does. And like he said, the CPS, right? Because we got kids involved. Well, guess what just took place with me and my son? CPS was involved in that. But she ain't thinking like this. She ain't thinking she's not thinking with her mind. She's doing a whole lot of reacting and doing what the enemy wants her to do. It's one thing if I grabbed her, if I, was all up in the bank yelling and screaming at her. That's not what took place, man. And then we got the kids. Like, if you want to go, let's go. But if you don't want to go, handle the business in the bank. I'll sit in the car with the babies, and you can do whatever you want to do with this little check that you got. Because if it was me with a large lump of money, that's my wife. At the end of the day, she deserves to have access to it, even if we ain't growing it. But that's what we got to deal with for right now. But it ain't like we need to grow it. But she still deserves to have access to it because she's my wife. Something happens to me, she needs to have that money to do whatever she needs to do when it comes to me and these girls at the end of the day. And you calling the police inside the bank like I done put my hands on you, like I done did something to you. Why are you even calling the police? You was walking out, and then when I turned around and came back in, you want to go back into the damn lobby like I was over here, like I done put my hands on you once before or twice in our relationship just because. Like, for real? Like, this is crazy. Our whole Saturday ruined because the enemy used her and put these thoughts in her head about the money. That shit ain't even been a problem. At the end of the day, that's what pretty much took place. Her being not thinking logically and saying, okay, yeah, you do need to have access. And if we could put the money in 3 different accounts, then guess what? That's fine. All she had to do was put the money that we're going to use to deposit for our house. The rest of the money, if she wanted to put it in her own account, that's fine. I wouldn't even have a problem. But I would want to know what's going on in the account. I would want to know, are you just spending this money frivolously and not taking care of business? And then we ain't doing anything we said we was supposed to do with the rest of the money? Like, we supposed to put a certain amount of money into an account for the house. The rest of the money she had some plans with. She want to do this, she want to do that, she want to do this. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And if we had to open 4 accounts, then we would have did that too. We would have did that too. And she would have, and if she didn't want me to be on a one account, that's fine, because I knew you was gonna use that money to use it towards other stuff. Now she's coming back. I don't even want to talk to her. I'm out, people. November 27, 2021. So she comes back to the car to argue some more. Once the police left, stating things that I ain't never said. She's stating that I'm just gonna go ahead and put the check in your name, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. That's never, that was never said. I never did not care about this check like that. Does it help our family out? Yes, it does. But do I want it personally? Do I want access to it personally so I can do what I want to do? Nope. But this enemy got her thinking, I'm mad at her. What'd she say just now? You're mad at me because of your baby mamas and child support, and you gotta hide money. I said, you know what? You know what? Go ahead, deposit the whole check in your account, and whatever they take out, then let them take out. I really don't care. See, because if it was about me, that's what I would have told her to do. Let my child support go to 0. Let me be at a 0 balance. And they don't have to worry about child support no more. But all that they take out from my check. I ain't never had to hide money from my baby mamas. Always paid what I was supposed to pay. But when the enemy's fucking with you, excuse my language, he's gonna say whatever ignorant stuff that he wants to say to make you upset, to make you angry, to get under your skin. And that's what is happening. And that's what's happening. We wasted an hour, and then they tell us it's an hour wait. She tells me she got to be at work. She tells me, so our whole day is wasted because she wants to do what she wants. She let the enemy control her once again. She let the enemy control her. And I said, you know what? You the one that's sick. I wanted to get up here, handle this business so you could go home and rest. But now you're sick and you're going to be tired. I'm glad you're going to be tired. Yeah, I said that. Sure did. I sure did. Now she talking about, I'll sign a check off to you. You can come back up here and you can do whatever you want to do with the money. It's never been about what I want to do with the money. It's about what's best for our family. And if we had to go and put it in different accounts, so child support don't take it, then guess what? Then that's what we was going to have to do. She still don't have no answers on why it's supposed to be beneficiary, or she don't understand the whole putting it in multiple accounts. We were supposed to talk about a car, refinancing, stuff that she don't want to do. This is bogus. Great Saturday. Sure is. And then guess what? It's going to be a great Sunday, too, because she's going to be pulling the same stuff when she gets off at work at 11 o'clock. Won't be surprised we go home and she argues at home. It's a 72-hour window of me just being quiet and not saying nothing to her until whatever spirit, I'm going to stay still and let God fight and try hard, because it's easy. It's easier said than done. It's hard to not fight, not bite into what the enemy's going to be saying when it comes to stuff that's not true. It's hard. It's hard. She going to say a whole lot of ignorant stuff to get me going, and then try to make it seem like you're the one that's doing all this crazy stuff. You're the one that's upset. But she going to say a whole lot of stuff that don't hold no truth. Man, I can't believe this. Wasted a whole damn Saturday for nothing. Didn't get nothing done. Didn't get nothing accomplished. But we on a time period. And the enemy knows this. He knows everything we were supposed to do. And he knows why we were supposed to do it. Didn't get nothing accomplished because even when I did storm out with my daughter, she still could have handled whatever she that she needed to be handled. But now she wants to say it takes both of us to do it together. But it's one-sided because she's saying, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the money and I'm going to sign the check off over to you because that's what you want. Never once said it. That's not true. Never once said sign it off to me. Never once said that's what I want. Never once said we need to hide money because I don't want to pay child support. It's like I win and I lose. If I say this is what's best for our family, so we got to put it in multiple accounts for child support, don't take, it's a problem. Then when I say, well, you know what? Go ahead and put it in the account. Go ahead and put it in the beneficiary account. She ain't doing that. Go ahead and put it in the account and let child support take out. She ain't doing that. So it's like, I'm in a lose-lose situation, but we ain't get nothing done that we were supposed to get done. We were supposed to be back home right now. She's sick, I'm sick, I got stomach sickness, and we ain't getting nothing done. Just a waste of Saturday. Call the police on me for probably the 20th time since we've been married. But I'm supposed to be good with her calling the police on me for the 20th time. Don't even know why the police was called. They don't know why they was called. But this is what the enemy does. This is how the enemy maneuvers. This is what spiritual warfare is, people. It's spiritual, it's warfare, and wars, some people's wars, they fight dirty. They fight dirty.